What's up, guys? It's Drew here. Quick video blog. I want to talk today about the Kavanaugh hearings. I want to talk today about his confirmation, and I want to talk today about just this Me Too movement in general. Okay, first, I do want to say this. I'm not one of those people that's insensitive and doesn't have the ability to share empathy for people's struggles. I'm not one of those people who discounts people's struggles. I'm very empathetic to people's struggles, very sympathetic to people's struggles in real life. The key word is in real life. On the internet, though, some people may think I'm insensitive because I'm able to think logically and critically about details. But to be honest with you, I'm not impressed by all these like hashtag activists that talk a good game on social media and then offline they do nothing. Offline, they don't raise money for people that they want to help. Offline, if their friend has a problem, they aren't there to pick up the phone. Offline, they don't help their friends and their family, but online they talk a big game, they put out hashtags, they do all this nonsense, but offline they are nowhere to be found when these causes need assistance, okay? I'm not one of those people. In real life, I support a lot of people. In real life, people depend on me. In real life, I gave a family member that needed one a job. In real life, I bought my girlfriend a car. In real life, I gave my friend money so he could go on vacation. In real life, I take care of the people I care about. In real life, I'm not unsympathetic. I'm not completely crass or whatever. In real life, I am not that way. But online, people may think I only care about money. People may think I only care about my own progression and I don't care about people's feelings. Wrong, okay? I care about the issue and I care enough to dig deep enough into the issues to find out what the issues are. That said, this whole thing with Brett Kavanaugh and Christine Blasey Ford really has made me really lose respect for a lot of people, you know, and it, mainly because if a woman accuses a man of harassment or a man accuses a woman of harassment, okay, it's a serious charge, okay? And because it's a serious charge, you don't have the luxury to just believe you can't just believe people. What kind of logic is that? What kind of logic is it to just believe somebody because they made an accusation? The people who push this propaganda, it's like they don't even think about how the laws could one day apply to them. It's like they say, just believe a Dr. Ford. I believe her. What do you gain? You think you gain points for just believing an accusation and not caring enough to do the research to actually find out if what this person is saying is true? I've looked at the evidence. I've reviewed the hearing. I've looked at all this detail, and it doesn't really have enough evidence for me to conclude that it's true. Some people, it's disgusting to me, really disgusting to me, how some people have decided that what they've seen so far is enough evidence to decide that they want to destroy this guy's life. Because he's back or he was picked by Trump. He's associated with Trump and maybe you can hurt Trump by hurting him. So let's just go for it. Let's just hurt this guy and his family. If you could see the faces of his mother or his family members behind him, I mean, that was gut-wrenching, truly. It truly was, okay? And I'm not saying that Dr. Blasey Ford, if she indeed was harassed by somebody, or if she did indeed go through sexual assault, I'm not saying that that's not important. It obviously is important, but at the same time, when you make an accusation, I don't care what it is, you have to prove it. You have to prove it. The reason why, think about the logic of this, all right? Think outside the law. Just think about the moral logic of this, okay? If you truly care about victims, right, wouldn't you want to do everything you can to avoid creating more victims? It makes sense to do that, right? So why would you then say that whoever accuses somebody of something is right? Because then you're just creating victims of the justice system, or you're just creating victims of the system by doing that. Because then, if you who are watching this video, if I accuse you of something, technically now you're in trouble because I've accused you of something. And I don't have to prove it whatsoever. I can just go up and I can just say, oh, this person was there. I have no corroborative evidence, no corroboration in evidence. And I could just say you did something and it's your job to prove now that you're innocent. What kind of What kind of society are the leftists, are the liberals pushing? Now, besides the point, I know that Justice Kavanaugh, I know that his appointment is very critical. It's very important. He's taken over a swing seat. The Democrats know it. They'll do anything to hold on to their power. You know the game. Okay. I'm not saying that. That's what the story should be about for the general population that watches this. Obviously, the general population is going to care about the story and is going to get pulled into the story. The general population is going to get pulled into the sexual harassment story, and they're going to get pulled into those details. But the politicians, okay, make no mistake, the politicians do not care about sexual harassment victims. They don't care, okay? You can pretend all day that they do, but they do not, okay? Look into Keith Ellison, look into Cory Booker's background and tell me that they care about assault victims, okay? Tell me that they care about them, because they didn't vet these people the way that they're vetting Kavanaugh. It's not about victims, it's about power. Okay, you need to be mature enough emotionally to get past all the hyperbole, to get past all the craziness, and arrive at this conclusion that it's about power. This is politics, okay? It just so happens that they're using sexual harassment this time to. If the liberals are not dividing people by race, they're dividing people by gender. If they're not dividing people by gender, they're dividing people by sexual preference. If they're not dividing people by that, they'll divide people by age. If they're not dividing people by that, they'll divide people by economic status. It's always this tug of war between this person's privilege versus another person's privilege. That's never ending. Do you understand that? The very basis of, the way that we're born into this world. Some people are born taller, some people are born shorter. Our society does not progress by Democrats and by liberals constantly honing in on our differences and splitting us apart by them. That's not how we progress. Okay? That's not how we progress. And I know some people are going to be like, well, this is not about liberal Democrat. You know what? You may be right. It's not. It's about people who do their own research versus people who view propaganda. People who want good in this world versus people who subscribe to evil. That's what it's about. If you think about it, the women who really want to keep Justice Kavanaugh away from becoming a Supreme Court justice. I call him Justice Kavanaugh because as of the making of this video, I believe that he's going to be confirmed no matter what. So the people who want to keep him away, think about what they're advocating, right? They want the ability to be able to kill their children. I'm talking about abortion now. They want the ability to be able to kill their children so badly that they're willing to ruin a man's life to do it. That's what it is. And then you're saying to me, I know you're going to say to me, well, how do you know that Justice Kavanaugh is innocent? Well, I believe in innocent until proven guilty. And I also believe that the evidence that they've presented so far does not justify me assuming that this man is a rapist. You know what I mean? Or an attempted rapist. The evidence that was presented so far does not justify destroying this man's life. There's a lot of cowards out there. There's a lot of victims out there today. Due to this hearing has not produced good results at all. They call Dr. Blasey Ford a hero, in the same way they call Colin Kaepernick a hero. They put these people on pedestals without even looking at the effect of their actions. Dr. Blasey Ford, her testimony did not result in a positive result. If she truly is a victim and he truly is guilty, then maybe she is brave for standing up. Okay, but so far you don't even know if she's a survivor of him doing. You don't even know. So for her to come out there and for her to express what she expressed, she's a victim expressing her victimhood. She's not somebody who is should be looked upon as a hero for doing that. Okay, the media is disturbing how quick the media was to turn this person into a hero. She doesn't seem like a hero at all to me. She seems very weak, actually. And the victims that are coming out of the woodworks now, and they're saying, oh, screw men, screw everybody. You guys don't seem like heroes either. You guys are weak. You had to wait for the media to enable you to speak up. That's weak, okay? I'm not belittling anybody who has suffered something or gone through something, okay? But if you had to wait for the mainstream media to be able to speak up, that's not strength. Nobody's intimidated by you and your nonsense either. That's not strength at all. Okay, that's not strength. And I'm not one of these people who's gonna be like, oh, don't say that. You can't say that. You can't. People are gonna look at you a certain way. It doesn't matter. The truth is the truth at the end of the day. I don't care about optics. I'm not running for Supreme Court justice. I'm not running for president. I'm never gonna run for president. I'm never going to run for, I think Brett Kavanaugh, if he is innocent, which I believe, I'm leaning towards the fact that he is. He's been checked by the FBI 6 times. This time will make his 7th time. You know, if he truly is innocent, which I think he is, he's the brave one because he knew that going into the lion's den like this, I wouldn't even call them lions. I would call them snakes. Going into the snake's den like this, he would get bitten. He would get bitten, but I think this is going to backfire because at the end of the day, I think when he becomes a Supreme Court justice, every ruling that he makes, he's going to have it in the back of his mind, seared into his memory, right? That's a term that they like to use at this hearing, seared into his memory, that the Democrats tried to take advantage of him and his family. The Democrats tried to harm him and his family, all for politics. They knew this man was not guilty. They tried to harm him and his family, Now, at the end of the day, the evidence is inconclusive, and I guarantee you the FBI investigation is not going to dig up anything that's conclusive as well. From a 36-year-old alleged attempted assault. Alleged attempted assault. Think about that. I guarantee you the FBI investigation is not going to bring up anything either. And that's why Donald Trump ordered it. He ordered it in order to clear Kavanaugh's name. He ordered it in order to make himself look reasonable. And he ordered it in order to make the liberals look as crazy as they really are. So at the end of the day, I think it's a good thing that he's having his 7th FBI investigation. If the first 6 didn't bring up anything, what are the chances that the 7th one will? Probably very low. Okay, use your heads here. Don't think that Trump is switching sides or is impartial or whatnot, or that this is bad. This is actually a very good thing. So at the end of the day, I just got to say this whole logic of just believe her and Me Too and whatnot, this is mob mentality. This is burning people at the stake because they're witches mentality. This is Emmett Till, I'm going to hang him because people say he raped somebody and there's no evidence mentality. This is backwards. This is a regression in thought. This is not thinking. This is not somebody, these are not people who we should emulate. These are not brave people. These are weak people who are manipulated by the media into mob mentality. People who participate in mob mentality are the weakest humans of us all, and we should not be emulating them. Critical thinkers, people who think for themselves, are the strongest humans because you know what? They went through the effort, they did some introspection, they did some soul searching to be able to question themselves and to formulate their thoughts. They didn't just join a group. You know how easy it is to join a group of people? You know how easy it is to pick up a pitchfork and just say, oh, we're going to burn everybody, we're going to burn the infidels, we're going to burn the witches, that every man is a rapist? You know how easy it is to do that? It's so easy. It's so easy to identify as a group. You don't have to do any personal development. Dude, at the end of the day, this is sickening. It's disgusting the way the Democrats and the liberals have treated this person and his family. It's disgusting how they've used this sexual assault victim. I don't think she was assaulted by Brett Kavanaugh, but I think that she has suffered from something. If you look at her, obviously, she's obviously damaged because only a damaged person would do what she did. Okay? So she must have suffered something in the back in her history. So at the end of the day, I think everybody can see that. But at the end of the day, this is disgusting. And I think it's going to backfire big time. And if you're watching this video and you think I'm insensitive, you think I'm a person who doesn't care about people or don't care about victims, you're wrong. You're absolutely wrong. I just don't believe in creating more victims. I don't believe in one person's vengeance because they were a victim then being used against innocent people. Okay? Innocent blood should not be shed. Innocent people should not be jailed. Innocent people should not be punished just because you were harmed by a guilty person. That's a mind of vengeance. That's not a mind of justice. That's not a mind of morality and righteousness. That's a mind of vengeance. That's a mind of wanting to see the world burned because you were burned. That's not right. At the end of the day, it's not right. That's all I got to say. Peace.